Hi, so this is just a really quick video for any parents out there or anyone at all actually who is trying to support a loved one, a child that may be suffering with anxiety, extreme overwhelm, OCD, whatever it is, kind of works in the same way. So this is really a video because I hear a lot about people kind of almost trying to encourage their children to fight it, to push through. And I really get that because as a parent, we want whatever it is that's bothering them gone. Like, we want it gone. We can't understand even why it's there necessarily. And we want it gone because we see our children suffering. Their behaviour can then impact on our day-to-day lives, and it becomes quite tense for everybody involved. And I also get it from a perspective of when I was suffering myself, I would try and force myself to push through with fight the anxiety for many, many years. And here's the thing, you see, for a period of time, it may even work. You may be able to push yourself. I liken it to if I said to you, right, try and make yourself pass out by holding your breath. Okay, so if someone tried to kill themselves by holding their breath, it wouldn't work. Now, it may be that after practice, they could hold their breath for even longer, so they could sort of fight that natural way of being, which is for our bodies just to breathe. We can fight that. And through practice, we may even fight it for longer. But what will happen is our system will always kick in. Our natural way of being and human nature and survival will kick in. So eventually we would just stop holding our breath, something would take over, and we would just start to breathe again. Now, that's similar to us trying to fight anxiety, because what anxiety actually is, or obsessive thinking, is our system responding. The behavior is a consequence of responding to our feelings and discomfort which come from our thinking. So you've kind of got three layers there. So say, for example, if your child is a germaphobe and wants to use hand sanitizer, or your child has some sort of twitch or eye twitch, or your child won't go out of the house because, probably Joyce in the background there with the dog, because they are worried that they're going to be anxious. So that's the behaviour that is a consequence of the real uncomfortable feelings that they're experiencing because of their thinking. So there's kind of like three stages, isn't there? There's the thoughts creating the feelings, and then there's the behaviour as a consequence of that. But when we're trying to tell them to push through and just fight it, to not wash their hands, to get out the house, all of that stuff, we're focusing on the end result. And we're never going to get medium or long-term relief there. We're at the wrong end of the problem, so to speak. We need to be here with the thoughts. When the thoughts settle, when the thoughts become less intense, that's when the feelings will reduce in intensity, and then the behaviours will just disappear as if by magic. Okay. So even though if you're telling a loved one, a child, come on, just push through it, part of them will desperately want to, believe you me, I've been there, they will desperately want for this behaviour to go away. But whilst we're focusing on that behaviour, we're missing the point, which is that it's coming from here. So how do we change this? Well, that's a lot of the work that I do around exploring the way that they think. But actually, as a parent or a loved one of somebody who's suffering here at this end of the scale, the more you learn about this, and it's not a case of putting blame or saying you need to learn this, but actually that's the real way that we can drip feed it to them on a day-to-day basis through our own understanding. So that's why I can explain it to children, because I understand it. I understand it from a personal level as well as a level of working with others. And you don't have to be an expert in this. They can learn at your pace, at your level. So the more you explore and learn, you'll find that you'll just naturally be able to support them. So in a time where they're displaying that behaviour more and more and it's frustrating for you and you want it gone, rather than trying to get them to push through that behaviour and to fight it, you just want to be reminding them about how thought works and how the thoughts are creating the feelings, and the behaviour is just a consequence. And I know it's the behaviour that frustrates people, but the behaviour is almost so insignificant. It's like right down the end of the line where we want to be. We want to be here. So, examples, I'll give you a really quick example of, so a scenario of, okay, so somebody was away at a hotel for a few nights, a self-catering place, and we're cooking food, and we're getting really tired. We'd had a few days of wandering around everywhere, And then my daughter's looking at me now while I explain this example. Do you know where I'm going with this? You'll remember, but we were in a hostel. It was kind of like a nice hostel, and we were really tired and really drained, and we were cooking food, and this kitchen was somewhere that everybody could go in and do their own thing and wash their own plates and all the rest of it. And there was a comment made about, I don't really want to eat that. The thought of that kitchen is kind of grossing me out a little bit because everybody uses those plates. And rather than me go, don't be silly, come on, just eat it. You can't not eat, blah, 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 and focusing on the behaviour, all that I highlighted was, isn't that interesting? Because what do you think happens with the plates when we've eaten in restaurants for 2 nights? Do you think they're new plates every time? And just that little, oh yeah, realising that the story about that plate being unclean was just a story compared to the other plates in other places. Now, we don't know that they're any cleaner than the ones in the hostel. In fact, the ones in the hostel we could clean ourselves, so we'd actually have more control over to a degree. But it was just thought-based. And it's about highlighting to them the differences in the examples that they give, in the concerns that they have. But we have to do it from a calm place. And I know that's really difficult. We have to do it from a grounded place of ourselves, which is why it's so important for us to understand this on a level. So when that happened, I wouldn't think, oh gosh, my daughter's developing some kind of germaphobe. It was just like, she's tired, and actually she's got a point in her head that something's come up. It's just not true. And we just have to highlight it's not true. And then we move on. That's it. I could have gone into panic mode. I was tired myself. I could have gone into, is this the start of something? Or, but all of that is just us becoming ungrounded at the same time as them. And that just develops explosion often, because it's like everybody feels around that nobody understands them. You feel that they don't understand where you're coming from. They feel you don't understand them, when actually we all work in the same way. So that's really why it's not that beneficial to just try and fight it, because as I said right at the beginning, what we're trying to fight there is we're trying to fight the human system. And the only reason that the person who's doing those behaviours is because they really genuinely believe internally that they're in some sort of danger because they've created a habit. And we can change that habit by focusing on this end around the thought. The behaviour, focusing on the behaviour will never ever get us there. So I hope that's helpful. And if anyone has any questions, just give me a shout.